My name's Paul, and my wife and I, Alexis, currently have adopted 8 children from foster care. I've always had it in my heart that I wanted to adopt. I never had a clue how to do it. In my mind, I'm thinking China, Korea, Russia, somewhere overseas, and Alexis is the one that goes, why overseas? That's one thing, it's a huge amount of money. And another thing, there's kids here that need a home. There's all kinds of organizations out there that can tell you the numbers, they're staggering. I've read online that they could fill stadiums full of foster kids. And we've never even thought about overseas since. And then immediately we found Dylan, and they back then they had an actual catalog. You picked up a binder and flipped pages, and we found a picture of Dylan, and we didn't know at the time that he had autism. We didn't even know what autism was, never heard the term. So not only did we jump right into fostering and adopting a special needs child, we adopted one that we had no clue how to handle. So that was why Waymark was such a blessing, because like they come along, they're like, look, we're fine, we got it, and they did. For him to come back after just 2 days of being, or 2.5 days of being around people and telling stories, he may not have remembered names, but he remembered fishing, he remembered crawling under things, and when he came to Christmas parties years later with our other son, Jakari, he recognized faces and he recognized people. So that was a huge thing for him, because so many people had walked out of his life. His survival skill was to detach. Having grown up with addicts and been homeless when he was taken into care, he learned to survive on his own. So he wasn't going to attach to anybody, but he did attach to the people on the Journey weekend. And Layla, our daughter, is the same way. She also grew up with an addict, and she came to us when she was 6 years old. She has attachment issues, and she is the one that's leaving for the Navy and is like, I just want to keep doing this. I don't want this to end. For her to want to do that, want to be around you guys, and you can see it on her face when she walks in at Stars and Strikes at Christmas, or you can see it on her face when I pull up at camp. She gets so excited. And if we could drive 2 hours and sit for a Saturday session, we would be doing it, because I know she would love it. One of the biggest things I like about Waymark is y'all continue walking with us and helping us after the adoption. Once you sign that paper, that's it, you're done. The state's done with you, you're done with the state, you're done with any kind of organizations that we're helping. But with Waymark, you just continue. It's like, hey, here's our email, here's our newsletter, here's what's going on, and it's foster or adopted. We do the Journey weekends, we do the Royal Kids Camp, we do the Christmas parties. It's all just been a huge blessing for the kids and for us. It's not just an organization saying, here, we're gonna take care of your kids for 2 days and send them back. The same people might be with them throughout their journey. So the kids get, they might be, for instance, somebody named Brad, and then Brad's with them for 2 or 3 years along that journey, or Julie or whoever. They're not just there just that one weekend. But if we go to, the thing you do on Saturdays where they're helping them with job training and resumes, they see them there. So the kids know they're loved, they feel loved. I think that honestly means more to them than the gifts they get. I mean, they love the gifts, but the stories mean more to them, and that's the connections that they make, because there's so much instability in their life. Even if they're adopted, they still have trauma, they still have instability, they still have people that made promises and broke them. There's just a lot of kids that have issues with attachment, but yet they're able to attach with Waymark at Journey Weekend and the volunteers. In my mind, I just envision the light of Christ just glowing when they get to camp, because all the smiles, you can see it in every picture and stuff like that. It's not just the child smiling, it's the adult smiling too. Just loving them as a person and loving them the way Christ would love you. So for them to go somewhere and somebody say, you have a reason, you're here for a reason, there's a purpose, and God has a plan, even if it's just a snippet. These Journey weekends will build a faith, or start the journey, and start the seed to grow. I mean, they may go back to their group home or whatever and not even touch their Bible. But when they're 30 years old and they're going through some trauma and they're divorced or lost a job or whatever, they might remember that one weekend they had a Bible, and that Bible had things in it that made them feel better, or had answers. We want heaven to be crowded. We want it to be overfilled. And the easiest people we can go to are these kids that are young adults that, are easily able to receive it. If you step out of your comfort zone and you take these children in and you bless them, then God's gonna bless you too. People will always tell me, they're like, oh, I'm not equipped for that. I can't deal with that. I don't understand these kids. You don't need to understand them, but you've got something you can bring. And if you've never been through trauma, God bless you. You've never had anything happen to you, then you have a huge loving heart probably. And that's needed. You're loving children that others don't want to love. And that goes back to love God, love others. I think everybody can find somebody and somewhere to serve and some way to help. Just jump right in and see where you can fit.